I'm going to make this video because I think it's going to be very important for people who have the early Sportsters, the Evo Sportsters from 86 to 90. When Evo first came out, the Sportster had the chain drive and the 4-speed for 5 years. And like the 83, 84, 85, those are iron heads they had. Now, what I'm going to tell you is that the oil filters, I think some of the aftermarket oil filters, maybe even including K&N, are too restrictive for this oil pump in this bike. I was having some problems with blow-by, and you know, you're thinking, well, how could the oil filter do that? Well, the oil filter pumps into the, the pump pumps into the oil filter first, and it doesn't flow through there fast. It goes through the bypass valve, but also creates some back pressure inside the crankcase, right? You hear all this rain too. I just went on an 86-mile ride to see if it would do it again. It looks like everything's cleared up. So what I got in here right now, just to cut it short, is I have an S&S oil filter, which I don't know who makes them. You know, I don't think they're made by S&S, but it's a 30 micron. The OEM micro filter had a 30 micron. Now, the K&N filter I got, the part number I ordered is correct. I'm not 100% sure if I actually had the right part number. But I remember I ordered 4 of these things at the same time, and there's no number on the outside of this, so I can't tell if I even, it's a possibility I got the one for the Dyna. Possible. The Dyna filter is too restricted for the Sportster. Even though, back when they first came out with the Dyna, they were telling you, actually from the factory, that you can use the Dyna filter, which is bigger, on a Sportster. But you can't, because it's too restricted. Now, the oil pump in these bikes, in the early Evos, is weaker than the ones from 91 and up. So, I run these K&N filters on my 91 Sportster, I had no problem. Now, I was wondering if it was some blow-by in the engine or something. I'm checking the plugs. You know, they're freaking tan. There's no smoke coming out of it. There's not that many miles on a rebuild. I mean, 40,000 or something like that. I shouldn't be doing that, but you know, you never know. But so this time I took it out. You notice it's all wet here. I got caught in the monsoon on the end there. Like the cars are having their four-way flashers on and pulling it off to the side of the road. And I just kept going for the last several miles. I put like 86 miles on the bike. Usually, if this would start doing the, you'd see some oil off the side there from the breather. It would do it around 60 miles or so. And then as it even got hotter, it would do more. Now, I know about not filling the oil up too much and that stuff, and you got to like check it when it's real hot, and you don't even want to have it at the exact full mark when it's real hot. But I think what was going on here was the freaking oil pump on these bikes. It doesn't work with the filters that are a lot of the oil filters that are being produced today. Now, if you have a 91 and up, they have a stronger oil pump, and the oiling system is routed differently, so you're not going to have that problem. 86 to 90, you want to run, you know, the 30 micron filter. I think Wix works okay, because I think even though they're 21 micron filter, I heard they're okay too. But what I'm going to do in the future, because either I'm going to get it from I might just get it from JP Cycles. It's like a high flow oil filter that has got the steel mesh, and it actually flows so good. It even gives you a measurable amount of oil horsepower, and it works better to clean the oil than even any of the paper fiber elements that are stock. And this way, I don't have to ever worry about getting some wrong stuff, because I can get the right part. But if it's a brand that is not aware that these 5 years are, you know, have a weaker oil pump, they might not make it exactly right the way it should be, like it was OEM. Now, the thing is, you know, I didn't notice a problem if I'm doing like 50 miles. It's actually, even if it's not really hot, I don't notice a problem. If it's really hot and I start getting over 60 miles, then I notice some oil coming out of the breather. And that's not because of the oil tank being full, and it's not too full, or it's not because of the what do you call it? You know, a mechanical problem. And actually, you can see a couple videos back, I put a little engine restorer in this stuff. And I know some people say that clogs your oil filter. It doesn't. like the Teflon-based products will, but I did that just in case I had some wear in the rings or something. I didn't think I did, but it was still doing the problem, you know? So what I'm going to do, though, is I'm probably going to get the aftermarket high-flow oil filter that's permanent, the one made in the USA, and it flows better than even the S&S. It cleans better than the S&S, because these filters aren't cheap. They're like $20 a pop for a good filter. I mean, even getting them discounted. And, you know, if you're paying $150, you know, after 7 oil changes or 6 oil changes, you're better off just getting the one that you can reuse. And they sell the new rubber gaskets for them too, so you don't have to ever worry about that part. So I'm probably going to get that because it's going to even be less restrictive. For now, this seems to have worked. So I took it out, I think it was 86, 87 miles. Didn't see any problem. Normally there'd be like oil down here and stuff. You'd see it all on a cam cover, even on a pipe, on an upper pipe it would be on there. You know, looks pretty good. There might have been a little oil left over from last time, but it looks like it wasn't doing nothing like it was before. So it's a problem you would not expect. Now, I'm pretty familiar with these older bikes. You know, you say, oh, the Evos from 86 to 90 got a weak oiling system. Well, the iron heads from like 80, I don't know when they started doing this, but I know like in 83, 84, and 85, the Ironhead Sportsters, the late Ironhead Sportsters, they had almost the same exact oil pump as the what do you call it, the early Evos, but the gears were even smaller. That one even pumped less. The early Evo oil pumps were stronger than the late Ironhead oil pumps. Then in 91 they improved, and then some years later they improved them again, and they routed the oil system better. So, you know, what I'm probably going to do, because since this does have, you know, I heard you can actually even put the later oil pumps on these and fit them in. I'm not going to do that, but I'm probably going to get the performance oil filter. That's you just clean it all the time, because this way, you know, if I get a part again, because I'm not even 100% sure. Did they send me? I looked up my part number on my order list. It was the right part that I ordered, but you know, I never, you know, don't know. I could have got the wrong part. I could have got the Dyna filter. Who the hell knows? For this, it's a possibility. I know I didn't order that, but I can't tell. There's no number on here anywhere. I looked all over the place. I wiped it real clean. I couldn't find any number on it. So, you know, I don't want to bash the K&N filter by saying that it's not good for the 86 to 90 Sportsters, but you know, that might be the case. 91 and up, you're going to be fine. But that might be the case. I'm not sure if I got the right part. I'm not 100% sure. I know I ordered the right part. That's on my order list. But you know, so I says, okay, I tried this out. This worked out good. Put this in the other day. Yesterday it was really raining out a lot, and today I got rained on anyway. But I had to try it, and it seemed to be fine. No problem. Before I was like dripping out oil like crazy, man. And nothing now. It's good to go. So I am going to get, you know, I'll have to either order these all the time in the future, but I think I'm going to get the permanent one for actually both the bikes, because you know, you're going to get instant flow at startup, full flow at high RPMs. It's almost like putting in a performance oil pump by just changing to a performance oil filter. Plus, it's going to give you more cooling, which is pretty good in Florida, where it's pretty much always damn hot, you know, except when it rains. But I wanted to put this tip out because, you know, I figured nobody's coming up with this, because, you know, most of the Sportsters out there, they say an old Sportster, they're talking like 90s or 2000s or something. They're not talking like, you know, 89 and stuff, right? And the people that got these things, you know, I don't think they're riding them that far, or if they are, they're probably not riding them in hot weather in Florida far too, you know. So I'm putting on, you know, I don't ride them real far, but I do like over 200 miles in a day a lot of times, and you know, that's a fairly good ride in hot weather. So, you know, it pukes a little oil when it does that after Starts around 60 miles or so is when I start noticing. Even before that, even a little bit. So if you're not riding, if you're just taking it out 25, 30 miles, you're never going to notice nothing. And I just think, you know, the factory doesn't even make the original 30 micron oil filter anymore. Harley doesn't even make it. It's superseded by something else which is supposed to be good. And I'm like, I kind of doubt it. If you just don't get I don't know which one you should get besides S&S. And I'm not commercial for S&S here, but pretty much, you know, S&S is like, they're geared to the Harleys, right? They know what the Harleys are. This is a 30 micron oil filter. You know, you would get this, and I guess that's the part number right there, the 15-1053971. I think that's it. I think that's the part number. That's what I'm using in this puppy. Oh, here it is. Here's another one. Here's another, just got 2 part numbers. 31-4102. That's the part number. There's another part number here. You know what? I think that's some other, I think the actual S&S part number is at 31-4102. That would be for the older Sportsters. Yeah, that would be it right there. The chrome one. Now, it works with all of them. And I said a lot of, like, I think you're absolutely fine using the K&N filter for the 91 and up. You want to make sure you don't get the Dyna one. I didn't get the Dyna one. I didn't order the Dyna one. I'm saying that 12 times, but a lot of people are probably going to say that. And I did not overfill my oil. And I know I put some of that, stuff in there, engine restorer, but I had the problem before I put that stuff in there. So, you know, the plugs are reading fine. The level's not too high. The freaking oil filter is too restrictive. It's something that they actually say is the right one. Because, you know, when they're making this stuff, they're making it for a whole bunch of years, you know. It's like when Harley was making them, they were making them only for the 86 to 90, you know. And, I don't know. So, like I said, I'm going to be getting one of those performance oil filters that you take apart and you clean with brake cleaner and stuff. Every time you got to change the oil, you just clean out your oil filter and reuse it, and it flows way better than the freaking stock ones. Plus, it cleans the oil better. But that's probably the simplest thing to do to give you more oil flow, probably more oil pressure. You know, I don't hope I didn't do no damage. I don't think I did though, because I got the fueling lifters in there. They flow more oil to the top of the head. I was using AMSOIL. Best stuff. I wasn't beating the hell out of it, just cruising. You know, there's oil in it, and the oil was going everywhere. I don't think I did any damage, but I sure didn't like oil spewing out on me after it got really hot. That wasn't cool. And if I got to take it on a 500-mile trip or something, I can't have that happening. So we're going, that performance oil filter is going to have like the grooves on it where it cools the bike down too. So that'll be pretty good.